Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Teresa. This is Love of Gold. Today I bring you a very interesting reading for your entertainment. Um, the message will be about the karma that you have to deal with from an ancestor or past life. For this reading, I have prepared 6 piles that you can choose from. Let's start off with pile number 1. This is the image. We have pile number 2. We have pile number 3. We have pile number 4. We have pile number 5. And finally, pile number 6. Your pile, and I will see you in your reading. All right, for those who chose pile number 1, let's take a look. All right, and now we're gonna pull out more cards. Wonderful. All right, so I have a sense that this person could have been a Scorpio. I'm not sure. But this person or ancestor, um, so this ancestor was the spouse, of course, someone who was striving for happiness, someone who was striving to have a peaceful life in a farm. But I sense there's a certain mystery on this, okay? I have a sense that with the religion, they probably had mixed feelings when it comes to religion. I'm not sure because it's very faded if they could have wanted to join the church, or instead they felt like they were imposed to be part of the church and have a belief whenever they felt like they actually didn't belong, like they didn't see it that way. Maybe because of the fear, they were pushed to be a bit more religious. They were pushed on to baptizing their children, settling down for a new religion, a new belief. But this is also, I feel like this is on their benefit. I feel like they would sense that this could bring good things to their family. Through the church, maybe they had doctors and they saw the benefit of it. They also were imposed like celebrating certain holidays, certain traditions that they began to adapt. This is in order to be happy. Okay. Yeah, so once again, with the farm, they would see that their economy would bloom. um, that was their main focus. They began to learn that as soon as they create something, they make something, they brought wealth upon the family, they brought health upon their family. They also brought opportunities of maybe traveling around. I understand transportation, maybe traveling. Back then, of course, there were probably no airplanes, so boat or any kind of ship was actually the biggest thing to move around with. With the vacations, traveling to other places where they would understand more of fashion, enjoy different kinds of weather. I can sense that this person were already, I don't know, I sense sometimes harsh climates, and sometimes I sense that they could have lived in a very humid area. But I sense probably a drier climate, a little bit of a harsher climate. So their passions were entertainment, their passions were music. There's something about that they appreciate so much. So technically what they wanted, wherever they joined in, it was advancements, technological advancements. I can sense that they actually adapted to something totally different. um, but I feel like they were forced to, because they wanted what was best for their family. Whatever they did, whether they moved out to different lands in order to um, absorb new technological advancements or other kinds of things like that. Once again, I don't sense like it's in an era where there were airplanes yet or any kind of digital technology. It was more of walking around, horses, cows, donkeys, sheep. Okay. um yeah, I sense that this was a man. I don't sense much of a woman. Maybe it was as a spouse traveling for to bringing new things to their life, to their people, so that their children can enjoy it, so that their wife could enjoy it. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we have water sign. Oh, see, Scorpio, that's what I said earlier. All right, so the karma is technically what they were not able to achieve. Okay, this karma has to do with um, understanding or accepting traditions. If you were born with certain traditions, just adapt them. I sense that maybe your culture was totally different from what the religion brought upon. Um, I believe that there was a sense of spirituality. You can see the images of the moon, including the moon over here. So, moon and moon, that one is the Two of Cups, though. Moon and moon, it was more like you asking the sky, or this ancestor was asking for completion. They believed in moon phases. I don't think they were much of sailors. They were more of like when exactly to harvest. Okay. um, with the rapid fall of whatever they were living, they were actually oppressed by an emperor who would tell them what to do, who will guide them and take away from them, probably because it was quick. I sense that it was quick. It was a bit surprising. Everything happened so fast, to the point that changes were made quickly, and then they were all down into this oppressive energy. Um, I have a sense of a man, you seeing someone or seeing a man who's probably like this, like an emperor, a king, a religious entity, which you thought that or held a lot of power on your community, and technically you are not 100% able to do whatever you want because of this oppressive energy. Okay. Um, you are meant to understand that you can become this emperor, that you have the power of actually having your own business, having your own credibility. I hear, I don't know why. um, You could want to become a politician, you could want to become someone who has power, or just simply someone who wants to own your own business. For what I see is that life is different now, times have changed. There's many things that you can do now, contracts with people, um, that are you haven't seen yet, where you can actually move forward and you can actually become this emperor. Okay, that life is not 100% a mystery, that you can actually bring out these kind of things. So technically the lesson or the karma that you are learning would be, you having the confidence. You do not have to be oppressed, you do not have to let someone, whether it was your spouse or anyone, if you are married right now, then you shouldn't let your spouse be the oppressor. Okay, I'm sensing that you could feel that way because you were born as a woman. You can always become the emperor in your life. Okay, you should be able to come out of this certain fear, um, and find that happiness that you've been wanting. Now, I'm not saying your marriage is not a happy one. I think it is. You just gotta learn and understand. Um, that you do not have to live hidden or in fear of this. I asked about the outcome of this karma to see if you have learned the lesson or not yet. Hold your vision. So technically, with the moon phases, again, the connection right there. Yes, you can heal this. Best, empathy, and warranty. So best means you gotta understand and choose what's best for you. That is your main karma right now. With the empathy, you gotta not become empathetic, but you have to be able to attract people who are more empathetic towards you. With the warranty, you gotta work on creating these um, friendships or unions of for a lifetime. You gotta understand that yes, it is available to you. You gotta understand that you are capable of manifesting this. Okay, so you are working towards this. I don't sense that you are doing bad. I sense that spirit is saying this is what's happening right now. It is something that you are healing right now as we are speaking. Um, it's not gonna take very long, but I feel like you are still working towards it. Maybe in the future I will do a reading about how long it'll take you to do the karma, but that's a lesson for you to take your time on and learn it and understand it. So, my biggest advice for you would be to just keep going the way you're doing. Understand that this energy from this ancestor, or this, I sense, is more like a past life of yours than an ancestor. Is to complete this cycle, close it down, and understand that times have changed, and understand that you can become that emperor or empress in your life. You can do this. You can do the business that you've been dreaming of. I feel like throughout your life you have felt this fear where you think that there's someone always bigger than you. All right, so that's all I have for you today. I hope this message resonated for you. You take care, and I'll see you in the next reading, okay? Bye bye. Alrighty, pile number 2. Well, this seems to be a very interesting one. Wow, okay. I see it. You I don't your karma has nothing to do with much of an ancestor. I sense you are a traveler from outside. Okay, you could be a star seed, you could be a very young soul because of the sun. I sense that you are a little, I'm sorry, I don't know if you believe in this or not. I'm just here to deliver the message, okay? You are here because you are sacred. Okay, you come from a little piece of a bigger soul. Okay, I think there's a twin along with you. You guys are super fun. Okay, you guys don't keep track of time. You guys come and go. You guys are fun. You guys are loving. You guys don't know what to do. And I can sense that you have seen the earth probably since ancient times, like Egyptian times, and you guys fell in love with it. You guys were like, oh my God, this world is wonderful. And your God, your soul, not sure what you want to call it, your superior self, was has always been smiled towards you, has always had a very close communication with you, and they let you choose. What do you want to do? Do you want to experience this life? And as you young souls get distracted so easily, you guys enjoy stuff, you guys look track of time, because I can sense X1X, Roman times. You guys have been roaming around, but you guys have not actually settled to say, this is the life I want here. I want to become a human. I want to be this. No, you guys are traveling souls, experimenting around. This is why the living or travel, because you guys haven't chosen anything specific. You're here to experiment. You're here to be not the backup. I don't want to say it's a backup. It's more like you get the opportunity to choose whatever you want to do since ancient times. Since a time on earth that nobody has actually memory of, very few people on this earth will have memory of these ancient times. It could be Aztec. I sense Egypt, and I sense Roman or Atlantic. No, Roman, Atlantic, Atlantis. I don't know. Times. We're talking about times where there isn't much proof of its existence, where there used to be a coin that no longer is real. I think you have in your mind the memory of a very old coin. It comes and goes. You have an obsession with coins as well, probably because it brings back memories from them, but also anything that's round is very significant to you. I guess it means something about traveling. You can decipher, you can work on it. I feel like you have a sense of curiosity, but I don't know. um Coming and going sacred places, just like Mount Fuji is considered to be something really sacred. You are part of that. You are a sacred being. Okay, so what you do is you are guided by Earth, and I can sense that there's probably a twin around here, or around on Earth, or around the world, or around the universe. I don't know. And you see, one is going one way, the other one is going the other way. And then your higher self, right? You guys are getting guided. You guys are bringing information to your higher self or your God. You guys are definitely connected. um, with this, you guys offer yourself to experience things that would take work. So you could have come from different lifetimes. You are not actually carrying karma. You just come and go and take on the job of something and try to heal it and then move on. That's the way I see it. With this, loyalty is huge on you guys. You guys can be childish, but it's not like you are silly childish, like ignorant. No, you guys have learned a lot through time, but you haven't lost this funny side or innocence within you. With the accountant, you guys are probably good at math, or at least this soul is good at math, numbers, symbols, construction, architecture could be one of the major ones. And then fun, you guys, this is a major one that you guys need to learn. um, there are certain foods that you guys are not really good at eating, and that's part of your lesson, to be careful with what you eat, but also learn how to enjoy it and eat it and enjoy it and learn and come and go. So technically this is not really an ancestor. This is more like you have a mission to accomplish. Let's see, what else can we say? Heart Page of Staffs, Seven of Wands. Absolutely. You're learning patience. Look at that. You could have been in. Your handwriting is important. You could have lived in a probably. I sense a lot of Asia. Okay, I'm not saying that's only limited to. That could have been a place that you stopped by a long time ago where your handwriting was considered sacred. I don't know who you are, but you made this person popular because the handwriting is sacred now. You still have that stuck in your head, so you feel like you are compelled to writing or drawing or painting. You could have been somebody beautiful. You, when you come to this earth, you were pretty lucky because you were protected, always wealthy. Okay, so your karma is you will still have this wealth coming to you. You have to endure challenges because the lesson is for you to open up your heart. Opening up your heart means letting love in, which means you have to accept what you actually love. And it's gonna be difficult for you to accept it because sometimes you have constant fights of whether you it's right or not to like what you like. Okay, it's only normal, so don't get scared. Dancing could be important. Any of the arts is connected to your God, connected to your higher self. um, you have done a lot of lifetimes, okay, but neither of these lifetimes are necessarily connected. What you connect is the specific times in life that you have come to populate the earth. You didn't have to be someone well known, but for some reason you have always succeeded one way or the other. You could have become someone who has taught people how to dance, and this dancer became the most popular. That was your achievement. You understand that? And that's still your lesson now, is to open up your heart in the sense of understanding that good things can come to you. There's something about you wanting to always learn about feelings, about things that you probably don't understand in the other realms. Okay. Prosperity lies ahead. Yeah. So if you're going through a harsh time right now, it's part of it. It's part of you obtaining this wealth. It's part of you becoming this loving human being, and for other people to understand your beauty. This is on purpose. This is not something that's happening just because. It's on purpose. You have a reason. It's not like your higher self sent you just because of the fun of it, just because you only want to experience. No, it has a purpose. So it's hard to understand that because you have to see the big picture, right? But in this lifetime, if you want romance and everything, you just focus on that, and then you just don't remember or get distracted to do what you're supposed to be doing. But prosperity lies ahead, so there's bigger changes. That shadow that's clouding the moon will open up. Look at this round. It's already hiding your wonderful talents, your wonderful wealth. Let's see what other things can we tell with my cutouts. Okay. Memorial Day is important. And Mondays. So there's two dates. I don't know why. I guess Memorial Day will be on Monday. I don't know. Um, I could be wrong. I'm not very good with the holidays. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. These 2 days are very important for you for a reason. You will be receiving good news about the prosperity that lies ahead. Well, I hope this message has brought you something new in your life. Let me know in the comments what you think, okay? I'll see you in the next time. You take care. Bye bye. Pile number 3. Let's see. Okay, this one I sense. 4 of coins. Okay. This one, as I sense that it was somebody who was always on the go. Okay, I sense that they had projects. I sense that they could have been an inventor of some sort or an explorer. One of those two. This one is more recent. This one could have been around when, probably when the new inventions were created, where they new archaeological discoveries were also portrayed. I sense something about sand, a lot of sand. I sense, obviously, a lot of earth, dust, coins, ancient stuff, ancient artifacts. This is a person who loved history but was also very curious about life. This was a person who was very clever. Okay, they could have mixed a little bit of astrology with history, with present life over back then. um, I sense it was a man. I'm not gonna lie to you. In their travels they could have met women. Okay, um, that doesn't mean they didn't get to choose one woman. What is this card doing here? That doesn't go there. Okay. Um, this was a person. They could have had multiple wives. I'm not gonna lie. They were hardworking. Okay, they were really good with their hands, but their brain was the thing. This person, I can sense they didn't travel since young. They started traveling once they reached what, 25, because back then they were making things, they were drawing things, they were exploring around, and then after that something came up and then they started moving around. They had always curiosity and see if they can, if there was a way to not only go back in time but predict the future. They were fascinated by other cultures, symbolisms. They might have found artifacts with weird markings on it that they still don't know what it is. They could have predicted certain things, but they were not considered someone who was, someone who can actually predict anything at all. I sense that because of that, they did struggle with their health a little bit, struggle with pain. Something about their legs, some ligaments, was very painful. They could have liked to collect metal or like knives. This was a man. I don't know why this is another man, but this is a man, definitely. Yeah, something about moving around. Yeah, like all transportation is not. Were there airplanes? Is the question. I don't think so. But if there were cars, there was probably airplanes. Or not yet. Not very familiarized with history. I apologize for the ignorance. But you let me know, okay? That being said, oh, I forgot this one. Oh, okay. Yeah. Look at that. Yeah, so with this we can tell that this person would guide themselves with the stars, positions of the moon. They had a thing for the stars. Okay, they could have had been using a telescope and be like, wow, what is out there? Is it real? I can see it. I can There are stars. It is true what they're saying about the stars. They would go around, maybe taverns, maybe bars, maybe just communal places. I don't know. I have a sense that there was a huge table and people would come in like in the mornings, eat breakfast together, and it's more like a community, neighbors, a group of people where they would share thoughts, especially if they were men. Okay, they would exchange thoughts about the weather, the changes in weather. Why is the weather? Why are the stars up in the sky? That was the question. And then you can tell that they were happy moving around. They were happy. I sensed that they would stay out. So the weather was warm. They would stay out at night, whether with women or not, and move around. And they had an idea of, if I switch places, the stars will look the same, that kind of thing. Kind of like an exploration type of thing. Let's see what else. What is the karma? someone else. Ooh la la. Communicate. King of Cups. Ace of Swords. Okay. The karma that you're dealing with today, wow, is stability. All right, stability is your karma. You have a bright mind. You inherited this or carried this with you, a golden mind, wealth. Okay, you were probably born not having enough. Okay, we could say middle class or higher class. You have grown up with this. Were probably born in a family that follows traditions. Um, and that's part of your karma. You follow traditions and everything, but that's not all. That's not the answer to everything. You must not stay stuck with this. You must investigate what else is out there. And I'm not saying like that past ancestor traveling here and there. No, the answers are within. Find stability, grow roots, not in a way of following tradition, but in a way of achieving what you actually believe in. So there has to be, with a Page of Swords, um, there has to be something you desire. There has to be something you idealize. Maybe your life is not settling as actually family, but more like settling in a place where you can study trees, for instance. Okay, but settling is important. Communication is important. Someone else, you will be tested by being presented with different options. Okay, so many options, and you have to be able to communicate what you actually want, not only to yourself, but what you actually want. Speak it out to the universe, to your family, to anyone. That will be your biggest challenge. Communication is not only about what you learn and you keep inside. You have to communicate it. You have to release it. And with someone else, you will be tested by being shown that the grass is greener, which means you need to learn to choose. Is the actual grass greener on the other side, or do I think I have finally found everything I wanted to explore? I have a sense that there's nothing for you left to explore. I'm not gonna lie to you. So your biggest challenge will be for you to prove that you can actually be stable, because you already have the knowledge. You have to express it, you have to accept it, and you have to believe it and put it in action. That communication. Let's see. Have we learned this karma? Yes or no? Luck is on your side. Oop. Step out of your comfort zone. Yeah, so there's a sense of fear where you think that whatever your family believes in is something you must defend. No. What you have to defend is whatever you believe is your stability. That's why someone else will always appear. No, it will not stop coming until you finally make up your mind and fight for what you believe in. If there's a woman that you want, then fight for this woman and stay with that woman. If you fight for, I don't know, defending animals, then don't tell your family, I'm going to be an architect. I will go out there and defend the animals, rescue animals. That kind of example I want to give you. Because you are supported by your ancestors. This karma is being, you are, sorry, they are giving you all the luck you need. They will support you. You shouldn't fear. They're just waiting for you to release the, how do you call it? They're waiting for you to release the arrow, so that wherever the arrow goes, that's where magic will happen. Step out of your comfort zone. Be truthful to yourself. Be truthful. I want this. I will accomplish this. I will be an athlete. I will be a chef. As simple as that. Let's see what other words can we say about this. Uncertainty. That's a challenge right there. Competition. That's your karma, my friend. And the 5-star review. Communication. You don't have to depend on what others say. If you're happy, then to you that's a 5-star thing. No one else has saying on it. You will be followed by uncertainty if you keep thinking that there's something else better out there by believing whatever everyone else tells you. You see this? You are reading something and then another person comes to you and say like, no, you should read this because that book no, if you believe your argument is true, if you wrote something where you think your argument is good, then believe it. No one else has better argument than you. It doesn't have, you don't have to be right all of the time. So step out of your comfort zone. Competition will always be there. Are you gonna believe that you are the winner, or are you gonna be keep fighting everyone until you become this old man in order to become stable? Look at you. I says you're aging, and you still haven't settled those two staffs to build something. You have only two, but where are the other two going? Where are you right now? I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm so upset, but it seems like this is something that you should have already fixed a long time ago. Well, that is the karma. It seems like you're still learning it. I really wish you the best. If you ever need to know more information about this, please book a reading with someone you trust. I hope to see you in the next reading. You take care. Bye bye. Hello there, pile number 4. Let's take a look. Life. None. Ah, let's see. Six of Cups. Oh. This one is very self explanatory. There is a romantic connection from the past. This is something that you didn't get it done in the past. Okay? We are talking about with the monk and the nun. It could be a little bit recent, but at the same time, I don't think so. It's more like when barely roads were created in different worlds. I don't know how to say it. Um, yeah, with monk and nun. So the past is returning, okay? This is a person who devoted their life as a monk or a nun. It could be a woman. I sense it. This is for both, for men and women, okay? I sense that there was a service, whether you became a priest, whether you became a nun. I sense it was voluntary. Okay, it's not like somebody forced you or forced this person or this ancestor. It was not an ancestor. It was a past life of yours. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. Um, where you as young saw that life um, was best if you were to commit to this idea of the church and achieve some kind of higher level, right? Spiritual higher level. As you can see, he's looking around, doing what he's doing, ignoring the rabbit there. The rabbit that means abundance. Honestly, to me, it means reproduction, okay? Having children, having a family, having something from the earth, technically. And I sense that you could have been from 14, 13 if you were a girl, and if you were a guy, you could have been 16, 15, 16. There's also an older one, older man. I don't sense woman. Older man, 27. Where you decided to commit your life to this, to kindness, to being helpful, to protecting others. You saw that as a mission. Whether for a woman, you were like, no, there's no more beautiful woman than one that can be kind. And that's what you wanted to. And I love it, okay? It's nothing bad. It's not like somebody tortured you and you wanted to ignore your life. No, you did this voluntarily, okay? Not everyone does that. Trust me, not everyone does that. And with this, obviously, you achieved a certain level in your community where they respected you. They asked you for favors. They asked you. You were the word of healing for these people. Okay? You were good with books, maybe textbooks. You were there to teach them. If you were a woman, you were good at baking. You were good at making drinks. You were good of saying, my friend, are you hungry? Let me feed you. Let the church feed you. And if it's not only with actions, it'll be with the words. um I don't sense you took care of any children. I do sense that your mission was just to be there for the service and protection of anyone who actually needed and just to predict the word. With the three, it was just part of a community. Maybe your way of helping out was attaining money, going around, talking to others, be the representative. This has created, yes, it took you to a different level, spiritual level. Look at how beautiful that is. It's as if Mount Fuji would have already bloomed. This is your spring. This was the era where you flourished as this human kindness, and you brought beauty to this earth. I know I'm being very poetic. You could have been really good with words. You prayed a lot. You understood words so good. It's just there's a beauty in this that I can't explain. If you were this nun, you were a flower of a nun. If you were a man, you were incredibly a man who could convince the youth to do something good. It's beautiful. You have this knowledge within you and you carry it with you. Isn't that cool? Let's see what else. Allergies, fun, and church. All right. You must be gifted with speech because they were gifted with speech. As you can see, they could have been a priest. They could have reached a lot of people. Look at that. How beautiful. With allergies, if you currently have allergies, it's because of that. It brings back that memory. It causes you anxiety and it causes that. And with the events and everything, right now, I sense that if you go to events, you will no longer will have to preach. You will more like need to go to events to have fun. So that I'm assuming that's part of your karma. So we're about to find out, because that one is the most strange one. You are a fun person. You are creative, and you admire the creativity of the human being, and that's so beautiful because you love humans. Six of Swords. Nine of Swords. Your karma, because you were so kind, you need to define and stay away from narcissists. You are attracting narcissists like a honey to a fly. You are so beautiful as a person. You attract narcissists. Now, you know what your biggest accomplishment will be? Once you learn how to recognize narcissists, you will get a narcissist to commit to you. That will be their salvation. I'm sorry, it's funny. It's so funny. You will be moving on from these people constantly. It'll be a karmic cycle. I don't know if you're still feeling that karma, but that's what you are going to be dealing with right now. You will deal different seasons, different times, um, dealing with these karmic cycles. That doesn't mean you're not lucky, okay? You are protected. I sense that because with Mount Fuji, that means you're sacred. So your sacredness is reflected in your beauty and in what you do, your personality. The idea is that you will obviously move forward quickly. The narcissist will not understand that, but you will stay away. You will defend yourself. You are this strong warrior that will fight for their own benefit. Okay, you are no longer the one that gives the last piece of bread to the point that you don't eat and starve to death. You are no longer doing that. You are gonna fight against these people who want to take away from you. You will this person will find you attractive. Okay, you are made attractive for a reason, and you will be so attractive to this person for a reason, not because you are necessarily a model, not because you're necessarily you will have everything they want. Okay, that's the truth, but no one else has to have a saying on it. You don't even have to be a millionaire to attract this person, but you have this mysticism, this knowledge that this narcissist is gonna be like, hell yeah, and that will be their commitment. Okay, have we learned our lesson? That is my question. Emotions are running high, conclusions are within reach. Perfect. Full moon cycles. Full moon will influence this. You are working towards this karma, but it's about to be achieved. It could be within this year, or it could be within the third full moon of the next year. I'm sorry, it's the timing that they're giving me. I'm not making it up. I apologize. Full moon will close down cycles. You will notice that you lose track of narcissists every full moon. If this narcissist does not come back after that full moon, that means they're gone forever. If this narcissist comes back on the next full moon, that means you've got them hooked and you are their karma. So technically they are also your karma. Let's see what other words can we say. What else can we say about this? Save, spend life happy. Okay, yeah, save yourself. Save yourself. You're about to spend a happy lifetime. Responsibility, see? That narcissist needs to learn responsibility, and so do you. You are responsible for your own happiness. And that narcissist has to be responsible for taking action and accept that she knows that they have been doing all this time. Involved. Yeah. Be more involved. They will have to be more involved. You will be more involved with these narcissists. You have to force them to be more involved, and you will also be more involved with whatever you believe you deserve. All right, I hope you like this reading. I hope to see you in the next reading soon. You take care. Blessings. Bye bye. Pile number 5. Let's see. Angels. Biblical. Ooh. Okay. Oh. Mago. The mago. No, the fool. Oh, the ace of. This is another man. Why am I getting so many men in these readings? Do men carry more karma than women do? Because this is a man. If you're a woman, maybe you just have to carry that paternal type of thing. But this is definitely an ancestor. Okay. Okay, this person. I sense there was something about a little bit of a merchant here. This person joined a mission. Okay, they have traveled around the world, witnessing, writing, and teaching. Okay, with the angels, I believe that there was a mission. Okay, they could have been an angel. Okay, this is the seed of an angel, we could say. So you must have angel in you, in your DNA. I'm sorry, it's a bit awkward. Okay, if you don't believe in angels, it's okay. I will completely respect it. Don't worry about it. The whole point is that you were a big manifester. It's so interesting because as an angel, you were able to move and do whatever you needed to. I sense that your ancestor chose a path of coming and going, teaching religious wise. They could have been from a prophet to a religious person. Okay, I'm talking to these people who could have gone to new land to not only explore it but to preach. Okay, with the coin they were offered good money. Okay, they were offered opportunities. This person, I sense it could be a brother of the woman that gave you birth, or it could be that he could have had an offspring here and there. You see that city? It's as if they would have I'm sorry. They had a certain charm because they seemed to be very settled. but they were not. Okay, they were more introverted. um, no, they were more introverted, and they would go from town to town. People have admired them. They would move on, starting a new life somewhere. They were always trustful in miracles. They were always trust the guidance of God. um, I'm not sure. I believe it feels very Catholic. It feels very Christian, but it doesn't have to be, because with this little image of the dragon, it could have been like probably a Chinese, or here Mesopotamia. I don't know. That's very ancient. That's way too ancient. Um, Italian as well, someone who has roamed city after city with the coin in their hand. They could have asked for money. They could have gotten supporters. I'm not gonna lie to you, because they knew how to write. They would do favors to those who did not know how to write. They had all of the tools. They did not starve to death. They were the kind of people who were pretty progressive, and they would go around offering their talents, offering their skills, but also they would be good at teaching. They could have been a bit of merchants. They could have traveled around. In their youth, they could have been a little bit of a charmer. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. When they were young, when they were old, they were more in the solitary. But they could have had like probably a child, someone who was really loyal, always waiting for them, expecting that flower from them. And that's maybe one of your ancestors that was born, and then that's how this all started. um yeah, it's interesting. It is a very brave soul, which kind of like throws me off with that angel card. Let's see, we have that text, speech. Okay, so now you have obviously gained or obtained in your DNA, or maybe it's a shadow part of yourself that you need to work on. Speech. You're a good, you're a charmer, whether you're a woman or a man. Honestly, this is for both. um, you could be a charmer. uh, Also with the religion is you are attached to these holidays. Not only holidays, I call them holidays, but more like celebrations, because in church you do, whenever you are under a religion, you have your own celebrations and dates and all of that that you celebrate, correct? With the message, technology, uh, it's something that's a big part of you. It's part of the karma. You will enjoy the technological things nowadays, because you will be able to communicate through it. So you have, again, the tools at hand to work on this karma. Okay, what else? Yeah, let's put it right here. Yeah, so again, uh, you are also the kind of person who needs to look for their happiness. Okay, you have to work on speaking your truth. You have to work on being more trusting of what you believe in. Okay, um, you need to stop thinking that you're stuck. You need to stop thinking that there's a limit to life. There's more to it. Okay, there's more creativity. There's more things than you believe. This is a message for a man. I now I see it, but if you're a woman, it's okay. um, you also have to find your own happiness by voicing out your ideas, your thoughts, staying out of the fear. Be more trustful. Be more trustful that on this earth, it's not always about the money. It's not always about having a house. You need to understand that there's more to it, that you have to bring in your truth, that you are smart. And this is your biggest lesson will be, so that you can attain what you want, and your happiness is by you speaking your voice, so that you are no longer this introverted person. You should be able to jump in faith and be able to express yourself without having to feel oppressed about expression. Let's see what else. Yeah, patience honeymoon. Okay, so Yeah, so once you have spoken your word and everything, you want to manifest certain things, I can tell. And one of them is, number one, you have to be patient with what's going on. You need to learn to trust. Okay, you are not abandoned, you're not alone. So if you're a woman also, understand you are not abandoned, you're not alone. Your angels can hear you because you have angels. Angel, I don't know if to call it genome or angel descendants. I don't know if you want to believe in it, but if you believe in angels, it follows you through your ancestry, so that you can communicate directly to them. So you need to believe in that. You need to believe that you can communicate this. um, there is, yeah, so that honeymoon phase, maybe you're waiting for a compromise, maybe you're waiting for someone to come to you and express their feelings and go have that honeymoon phase, right? It is approaching. Just be patient, that it is coming. Let's see if you have learned your karma or not. A person, yeah, so it's reaching. So you've been working on this, you've been working on your feelings. You see the full moon, something has completed. You've been working on your emotions with a little crab in it. You have finally accepted your sensitivity, accepted that you have emotions, accept, not keep it in but voicing it out. See, this was a bit of your challenge. You used to retain these feelings, you used to retain the fears, you used to retain your faith. You're no longer doing that, and I can sense it because I don't feel a heavy energy. I feel like you are letting it all out, letting it run like water. So just be patient, because your manifestations, because with that ancestor that is able to manifest things, you are also able to manifest what you want. And um, whether if it's relations, like workplace relations, and also marriage, it's approaching, it's coming. Right now it seems a little bit cold. The man or the woman, they're both looking down, but that doesn't mean that nothing is happening. Perfect. I hope you like this reading. I hope to see you soon in the next reading. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. I'll see you soon, okay? Bye bye. Last but not least, we have the sixth pile. Got a beautiful image of that geisha. Let's see. Oh, oh. Oh no. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, now this one. This one is interesting. Okay, this one is for two people. Okay, especially women. This is not much for men. Okay, number one, I have a sense that you could have been a witch. That's one. And number two, you could have been obviously sold to someone or trapped by someone so that you can do things for them. Okay, let's pick it apart a little bit. Okay, now it could have been somewhere in Asia, but it could have also been by the times of those Inquisition days. You know what I mean? I'm not much of a history oriented person, so I will do my best, okay? Um, Here's the thing. If you were a witch, or if you were suspected to be a witch, I have two stories for you. I sense that someone gave you to the Inquisitors. Okay? I sense a betrayal in this. I sense that you were left alone because either people turned against you or a family member specifically turned against you. I sense it could be a grandma, it could be an aunt, someone that pointed at you saying, no, she is the witch. And actually, they could have been the witch. Okay? This is controversial, I'm sorry. But that's what I sense. It's someone very well accommodated that did not want to be found out. And what the best way to do it but to sacrifice you, of course. Now, it could have been that they were ashamed to the point that they sold you as a slave. Or it could have been that technically they just closed you up until you die of starvation. They did not burn you, okay, because you were, it's not like, I know normally they would deal with witches like this, but there was something charming about you that would stop them from burning you alive. So what they did know, because we can't stand you, we're just gonna make you starve to death, because that beauty that you have, that compassion that we feel for you is not normal. But we don't want to burn you feeling this compassion. I don't, there's something odd about these men giving judgment upon you, okay. And that's what I sense. Another thing, it could have been that uh, you were in a very well accommodated family, but then since they were under attack or something like that, you were technically taken and imprisoned. You could have tried to escape. I sense you could have already, they could have escaped, sorry, they could have escaped and survived for a little more in hidden somewhere. But yeah, so there was always something mystical about you. If you can tell with the image, there was something very mystical about you. It was your beauty, your delicacy. It was so abnormal for them. The whole point is that you were left out. They, or you, I keep saying you, I'm assuming this is your past life, but it's carried on your DNA. I'm not gonna lie to you. There was a sense of abandonment. Maybe your family name went down, everything disappeared, they were killed, they dispersed around the world. And the idea is that but they kept you, okay, they kept you. But all you knew how to be is just to be kind, okay. You were kind. I don't sense that you were actually a practitioner of witchcraft. You could have dealt with flowers and plants, but you were not a healer. You were just collecting pretty things. But in order to save their skin or something, they betrayed you. That's what they did. They could have been envious of your beauty as well. I don't know. Um, yeah, beauty. Beauty. Okay. So with this, you could feel, okay, this is I sense, because it is in the karma. um I mean, this is more like who were they. Yeah, as you can see, you would work with herbs, so healthy foods. You were great at cooking, you were great at seasoning things. It was so delightful. Your beauty was abnormal. It could seem like, no, this how did this person have such great skin? Now, if we're talking about ancient times, of course it's totally different than nowadays. But they would think that, hey, maybe back then you used to say, hey, you could always use for your hair so it looks beautiful. You were ahead of your time back then, and they just didn't see it like that. They saw it as something um, out of the norm. They saw it as something way too, it was too much for them. I keep forgetting my words, so I apologize for that. Let's just leave it there. Oh, okay. You could be a young person. You don't have to be. Are you? Are you still young? You could be in your 20s. That's what I'm sensing. You don't have to be. Here's the thing. Yeah. Here's the thing, okay? What karma are you dealing with? Number one. Okay. So, I sense that you will attract toxic people, okay? Which is very annoying. You have to work on your self-love, Okay, this has left you in a way that you just accept whatever is placed upon you. So you need to fix that. You need to fix, bring in, get what you actually want, decide on what you actually like, become this beautiful flower again. Also, I sense that you have the power to reflect back any black magic or any spells. I would suggest that you definitely recognize that there's a spiritual world. I believe you already like fairies, you already like the mystical. So, with the high priestess, you need to find healing through these methods. Okay, it's important. Do not fear it. I sense that there's a fear of you with the mystical. With the king of coins, I sense that you probably have to, you are destined to create money. You are destined to be profitable, whether on your own or with someone else. Okay, it'll be your choice. That's what I sense. um there is a time in your life where you will cut off with this karma. This karma is destined to end probably by your 23rd year of life. Okay. um Whether if you want to speed it up or not, I don't know. um of course, I did mention that you could be 27. No, actually you're younger, but you could be 27. So it could have already ended for you. Let me know in the comment section if that's true. um the thing is, you probably, your challenges will be intimacy. Okay, you are meant to go through interesting challenges that have to do with the emotional kind. Intimacy, as in letting other people getting to know you better, from sexual to personal, emotional intimacy. It is something that you will struggle with. Date night, yes, dates are not going to be the greatest, probably, which is going to be a definitely a struggle. But this is for you to understand what is it that you deserve best. Okay, so from every date night that you've had, if you had any at all, it's a challenge so that you can define yourself of what you actually want, that self-love. If you haven't had any date nights, then you have to, you're probably being protected, or you're probably being a little too closed off. Okay, and that's okay, that's only normal. Let's see what they say, if you are still working on this or if this actually has ended. Yeah, so you're still working on it. Okay, um there's more answers coming in your way. I sense it could be a full moon in the next month. This month, I don't think so. The next month, there is a full moon where you will be receiving news about this. Bring love to the situation. Yeah, so this has left you really hurt, and so you don't trust anyone. You're not capable of just loving openly. So it's gonna be difficult for you to open up to people. But one of the first things is to recognize it. Maybe you already do recognize it, and hopefully, um, you can still recognize it. I sense that when you are 23, 27, 27, 27 sounds the perfect age. You could finally free yourself from this. Now, it doesn't have to be, but yeah, so let's see what other things can we get about this karma. What other things can we talk about this karma? We got this too. What's going on and Safeway. So yeah, what's going on again? It's a bit difficult for you to understand why things are happening. But hopefully, after you watch this video, it'll leave you with more answers than questions. And if you still have questions about it, you can always book a tarot reading with someone you can trust. Okay, I definitely strongly recommend it, because if you need more information, you definitely deserve to get it. This is only a short reading that I wanted to share with the world to bring a little bit light onto questions that you could probably need answers to. So, um, Yeah, so you're still working on this, okay? And then definitely you are being protected. Things are happening in a safe way, so you are not going to be exposed to traumatic events. So don't be scared of that either. If you like this reading, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave your comment in the leave a comment in the comment section if you found this interesting, and let me know what you would like to see next. In the meantime, I hope to see you next in the next reading. So you take care, okay? Blessings. Bye bye.